Well, hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Nedwick, and I make healthy lifestyle videos that include new recipes, some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my life, and I'm also documenting my journey on compounded Tirzepatide. So today is Tuesday, January 7th. It's pretty early. I woke up at about 5 in the morning and couldn't get back to sleep. So yesterday, I saw on YouTube, I watch On the Pen and the Downsized, that there has been a development in the FDA lawsuit in Texas. So I wanted to hop on here just to give you my perspective on things. Now, I am an attorney. I'm a prosecutor in the city that I live in. But I have practiced both civil and criminal law. Now, I don't know everything that is going on in that lawsuit. I am just aware that yesterday the judge issued an order, and essentially it did two things. The first thing is it granted Eli Lilly's petition to intervene in the lawsuit. And like they said on the Downsized, we all saw that coming. Of course, Eli Lilly has a vested interest in this lawsuit. So the second thing that this order did yesterday was to convert the plaintiff, OFA, Outsourcing Facilities Association's, a motion for a preliminary injunction. That was supposed to be heard on January 10th. And it seems, based on what I could read, that the judge, on his own accord, offered to turn that motion for preliminary injunction into a motion for summary judgment. And I saw on the Downsized and on the Pen different speculations as to what that means. Well, first thing I want to say is compounding is not going to end Friday. I want to kind of go back and tell you a little bit about what a preliminary injunction is as opposed to a motion for summary judgment. They are two totally different things. A motion for preliminary injunction is what you file when you want an action either ceased or commenced. So, for example, you could have a motion for preliminary injunction in this case asking the judge to put Tirzepatide back on the shortage list. And that could be a motion for preliminary injunction. Another could be a preliminary injunction making the FDA promise not to pursue not to pursue the compounding pharmacies during the pendency of the action. So I have not seen the plaintiff's motion for preliminary injunction. I don't know exactly what they asked for, but let me tell you what a motion for summary judgment is and why compounding will not end on Friday. So a motion for summary judgment is used in civil actions, and basically it's when all the facts are on the table. A motion for summary judgment is used when there is no genuine issue of material fact and the moving party is entitled to judgment as a matter of law. Now, what does that mean? A genuine issue of material fact needs to be decided by either a judge or a jury. It is when you have two opposing sides saying differing alleged facts. For example, and I'm going to take this to the criminal context because that's what I know best, but you don't use summary judgment in criminal matters. But for example purposes, if there's been a car accident and car A says, I had the green light, and car B says, no, I had the green light, that is a genuine issue of material fact that would have to be resolved by a trier of fact. What summary judgment does is say, there is no dispute about the facts. We're going to apply the law to the given facts, and we're going to make a judgment based solely on the briefs that the parties submit. So, what does that mean in regards to this lawsuit? Like I said, please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I am not involved in this litigation. I'm just trying to let you guys know a little bit more of what it means. The thing that concerns me the most is that the judge himself wanted to convert the motion for preliminary injunction into a motion for summary judgment. That is telling me that the judge thinks that all the facts are on the table, and now he just needs the parties to brief their positions and apply the law to the given facts. So the reason why compounding will not end on Friday is that the parties will have to submit briefs to the court. And then there will be a period of time for each party to respond to the other party's brief. So we are talking at least 30 days before the judge would render any decision. Now, the fact that the judge himself wants to convert the motion for preliminary injunction into a motion for summary judgment is concerning, because I think it means that the judge feels that he can make a decision based on legal arguments alone. And that would drastically limit the time that this action goes on. And we've speculated that this could last for a year. I mean, some civil cases last longer than that, but that's not what I'm seeing by this move. Now, let's say they convert it to a motion for summary judgment, that the parties exchange all the briefs, and a month or two down the road, the court then finds in favor of the FDA. Now, a ruling on a motion for summary judgment is appealable. So that will start the next phase of litigation, where the OFA then appeals the judge's decision to a higher court. And they could again apply for a preliminary injunction while the appeal goes on. So I just wanted to set your guys' worries at ease. Compounding will not end on Friday. The parties will be given a briefing schedule, and then they will argue their individual sides, and then the court will rule. It does mean that this case probably won't drag on forever. Now, after this case is over, what does that mean? I mentioned the appellate process, and I'm pretty sure that that's a given. Now, when the dust settles, if the judge rules in favor of the FDA, confirms that Tirzepatide is off the shortage list, then you're going to look to these telehealth companies and their pharmacies to see if they want to try to challenge this and try to get around the FDA regulations by either adding B12 or niacin or something like that, and or changing the doses. So I think there are a number of telehealth companies that will go that route. You probably have a good bet that Mochi's gonna stay around for a while, and that's because they have their own pharmacy. And the pharmacy is what the FDA will go after. So Mochi owns Akita, I believe it's called. So they have a lot at stake and probably will definitely fight. Now, Orderly Meds, they were using Red Rock, and then my last shipment from them was from Perfect RX. It was my impression that Orderly will also fight or try to get around the FDA regulations when the time comes, so we'll see. But like I said, it's really primarily up to what the pharmacy wants to risk. Now, with that being said, I want you guys to understand that compounding was never meant as a permanent solution. But what I think is going to happen is now different pharmaceutical companies are going to jump on the bandwagon and start flooding the market with more of these injectable GLP-1 medications. And if that's the case, that will bring the price down. And that's what we have to hope for in the long term. But those of us on compounded tirzepatide really needs to thank the OFA for stepping up and starting this lawsuit, regardless of how it turns out, because it bought us some time. It bought us some time to stockpile. It bought the telehealth companies time to figure out how they could sell multiple vials. It gave them time to work on getting 1-year bud dates so that they could stockpile the vials. Oh, that rhymes. Anyway, I'm grateful for that lawsuit because it allowed me to stock up. And I'm pretty stocked, I would say, probably for the next year. And after that, I'm not sure what I'll do. I'm sure there are some options. One option would be getting the brand name medication, which it's my understanding that even with the savings coupon, it's now $6.50 a month. But certain YouTubers have videos online showing how to split a pen. And if you bought the 15 milligrams of Zepbound, you could split that up and take 2 doses of 7.5. So essentially a pen could last you 2 weeks, a box of pens could last you 2 months. And at $6.50, if you were able to do that, that brings the cost to $3.25 a month, which is about what I'm paying right now for compounded tirzepatide. So there will be options. And who knows what's going to happen with semaglutide. Now, Novo Nordisk did inform the FDA that it was no longer in shortage. However, the FDA has yet to take it off the shortage list. I think that is just coming down the road, but at least for the time being, we have access to compounded semaglutide. So those are the kind of things I'm thinking about for when the year is up. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to tell you the difference between a preliminary injunction and a motion for summary judgment. In short, a preliminary injunction is asking for an action to either take place or cease. A motion for summary judgment is done all on paper. And what the FDA has to argue is that there are genuine issues of material fact, which leads me to my last point that I want to make. This lawsuit is not about is there a shortage or isn't there? It's whether the FDA followed the proper procedure when it removed it from the shortage list. And there's a distinction. This judge is not going to say there's a shortage or not a shortage. They're just going to look at the process that the FDA took to remove it from the shortage list, determine if it was done properly, and if they feel it was, whether right or wrong, then the FDA should prevail in the lawsuit. I know that's kind of a weird distinction. It should be, is there a shortage or not a shortage? But it isn't. Anyway, I hope that helps a little bit. You know, as of right now, we still have until mid-February for some pharmacies, mid-March for others. If you haven't stocked up, you probably should. My last order from Zappy Health came from Hallandale. I know there's been some controversy with the pharmacy that Zappy Health was using previously, Usia, and I've talked about that in multiple videos. I'm choosing to keep my product and use it, but they have since switched to Hallandale. And Hallandale, as far as I can see, is very respectable and also has 1-year bud dates. And I believe you can still order multiple vials from Zappy. if you are interested in that, then I do have a referral link down below, and it saves you either $30 or $40 if you buy from Zappy. I also have a referral link for Orderly Meds. Currently, Orderly Meds is still filling multiple vial orders. They also have started this loyalty program where you get up to 25% off the vials. And they also have a referral link. So if you are a customer, if you are an existing customer, you have a referral link. If you refer somebody, you get $50 off your next purchase, and the person you refer gets $50 off. So that's all my referral link is. I'm just a regular customer. I am not affiliated with Orderly Meds or Zappy. But I feel pretty good that I was able to stockpile, and most of my vials have a year bud date. So if you're able to, I would suggest stockpiling, because eventually compounding will be very difficult to get. I don't think it will be impossible. In one of my previous videos, I said that I really believe if you have a strong relationship with your primary care physician and your physician is willing to write to compounding pharmacies, I believe with the individual patient orders that has a much better chance of getting around the FDA requirements than these telehealth, because once the shortage is declared over officially, Eli Lilly is going to go after these telehealth companies. So all in all, I would say we probably have access to compounding at least for the next few months, if not a little longer. On Friday, I will definitely pay attention to what happens at that hearing, and I'll let you guys know. In the meantime, if you like this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. And tick that notification bell so you are alerted every time I upload a new video. Now, this is not the video I intended to publish today. I have a what I eat in a day that I filmed yesterday. I'm going to then publish that either tomorrow or Thursday. And I encourage you guys to watch it. I know my videos where I just talk about my Tirzepatide journey or the lawsuit or that sort of thing seem to be more popular than my what I eat in a day. But I hope that those videos still have value. I always show you guys a recipe, and I have a lot of things going on in my life. If you've been following me, you know I got engaged on Christmas Eve. So that's going to be part of my videos, my wedding planning and all that coming forward. So please tune in. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you next time.